And welcome in, ladies and gents, boys and girls, kids of all ages. Back by popular demand, it's going to be the remake of match number 2 because it was so good that we got to do it again. Of course, it's me, Boogie, followed by the one and only Cammy D. We're going to be bringing you the remake indeed of match number 2. There were some problems with the circles as far as I'm aware. So that match is going to be redone now. This is why we're showing you this one. We were supposed to have 4 matches, but this is the remake for number 2. Remix. How do you feel about that, Cammy?
No, I feel good. It's just more Battlegrounds action. Plus,
Heck
it's
yeah.
always unfortunate when settings are a little messed up, and you may not think that circle settings put that much of an impact in, but it does still change the way that teams play, and we want to make sure it's the best, like most, competitively viable, most fair. We want to make sure that the games are what they're supposed to be, and teams are able to continue with the plans that they've set up, the strategies that they set up. So replaying it is definitely a good thing. Plus, it just means we get to watch more awesome Battlegrounds action. I'm not ready to go home just yet.
Heck to the yeah, my friend. I ain't ready to go home either. And you know what the best part about it is? That my home right now has no kid in it. My housemates are gone. They're off to a party, so I can shout as much as I want. Woo! Let's go, baby. I can finally hype up cast on Auzom. You know what? This couldn't have been better timing. Auzom Season 2 starting now, and we're deciding who's going to be in lobby number 1, of course, and lobby number 2. Lobby Blue has finished playing. So, or sorry,
Red.
the other
We're
lobby,
blue.
yeah, sorry, lobby Red has finished playing, so Lobby Blue will remake this match. And at the end, we're going to tally up the points, and the first teams are going to stay in lobby number 1, and the teams that are after that are going to stay in lobby number 2. But there is, again, leeway between these two lobbies, so the first teams in lobby number 2 can swap back into lobby number 1 as well. So there you go. You got a bit of that going on. Now, decent playing as well. Just grant us a beautiful finish here tonight. A very, very good plane that will allow teams to go wherever the crap they want to go. And look at that. Actually, actually, the only team that went to the S9, they're going to be a fully looted team. Let's have a look at Georgia Bowl, though. In the meantime, seeing some action, plenty of teams, as they were before, everybody taking their own positions, getting themselves comfy into their looting phase.
Yeah, and you see here's Keen, kind of the first member of Vanguard coming into their piece of North Georgia, and we saw a couple of players to the east. They're just grabbing vehicles and then coming because, like you said, the worst part about leaving George, especially North George, is the lack of vehicles, which is why you see 2 players of a Vanguard grabbing vehicles first, then coming in and get their loot, which means that once they loot it up, they don't have to worry about it. But here, Alliance taking some quick shots onto Fawn from TBD. Not TBD, what am I talking about? That's from back from Zarky.
Yeah, it is. Well, it could have said Dignitas, but that would have been Zyphone, if you know what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but back from Jackie having a bit of a rough start here at the nursery, close to the hospital. VZ putting in the 16 shots. Fawn doesn't necessarily dare to go out of his position. You can see that his skirt has turned a bit brown, and for good reason. He's going to go into the nursery hoping to find some heals, and you would think you would because that's the name of the place, right? We'll see. We'll see what he comes out with. In the meantime, Alliance do have themselves a shadow of what used to be a fantastic looting place. I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of the hospital anymore. It used to have so much good stuff, man. What happened to hospital?
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with you. Especially because that's where are the other 2 of Alliance? There's only 2 there. So there's one more to the south of them, and then where is their 4th?
He's hidden.
Ah, way even more south, right above Quarry is where Meter is. So
Oh,
they're a little split up, which means that if they're not too careful, those 2, especially the 2 players of back from Zarky who are basically flanking Hospital, could catch those 2 in Hospital out. So they really
yeah.
need to be aware of who is around them. But Xanta could be running directly into Feverish.
Is
Feverish
he,
already
though?
looting this compound. Xanta not too much on him. Looks like he just has a mini. Sorry, a Mac.
You could go in
Feverish
both ways.
is taking his own route away, so they are just missing each other. Basically, 2 ships in the night. But Zenta is not going to be too happy after he realizes that this compound is already looted.
So he's going to come fast to where Feverish is. And the Feverish definitely has the upper hand considering that he's got 2 rifles, one of them silenced as well. Zenta, though, if he catches him close range, that micro Uzi can be an absolutely lethal beast. Circle does show itself, though. Zenta gives up on the compound. Let's have a look at the circle. Let's see where it will be blessing us. What activity is going to be right smack dab in the middle of it. Look at Method. They couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I like this circle. It's basically the best of all
Method
worlds, and it's
fanboy.
no, it's not that. It's just it's the best circle to kind of end on. I like. I'm not saying I don't like when every game gets a central circle, but when you kind of end on it, I don't know. It's a very nice little finishing touch to it.
Yeah,
But we're
I
gonna see
what
where
you
the
mean.
next circles come after this one to really spell out the nature of this last game.
Ooh, and to spell out the nature of whoever gets us out on this one is Beast, if we didn't realize the nature of it. Real nice, great drop there. That M24 might be picked up by Bruder. I don't know if there's anybody close there. Yeah, it just looks like it's Bruder's squad as well. Zokt and Nam might put their mitts on something really, really juicy, spicy stuff indeed. Now, check this one out. It does look like Lions still have some enemies close. It's just Fawn indeed himself, but Fawn brought himself back to almost full HP. Still in the nursery, trying not to pee himself. Oh, he
Yeah.
did. He did.
Yes, he peed out some shotgun
Slugs.
shells.
Beat out some
That's
slugs.
impressive. Those are some terrible kidney stones.
There you go. 4 heads in the chat for the 2 nerdy casters with the dank ass jokes. You love it and you know it, chat, and we love it as well. We love bringing you Auzom in all its cheeky form and glory. But yeah, there you go. Fawn might have to have a hard time out of that one because Kingwin's to his north as well, so it's not going to be easy at all for him to get out. Strove in the meantime on a stroll. He will not connect with his own team, but he's going to be coming looting on the back of G2. G2 is done with that compound, so there's no reason to go there, Strove.
Yeah, coming into the new combat. So once again, we're back down to another seemingly quiet early game, and part of that is because of the central circle. You don't have to fight so much for positioning, as well as not that many people have to transition into the safe zone because you see how many people just in their initial drop are already inside. So not a lot of contact in the early game when a circle is looking like this, but we're going to see what happens once we see teams like Havu, once we see TSM, all those teams that aren't in the safe zone, then try and transition through because they could come past a team that is fully kitted out and just chilling out in their original drop spot.
Fully agreed. Geo making a move with their UAZ. Grubsy now will take his dodge out from where it is and park it somewhere nicer. Will pick up his teammate in return. As his teammate doesn't have a vehicle. Oh, he's just a repark there. Okay, fair enough. Actually, they don't need to move out. If they're decent enough with their loads, they're in a pretty solid place to defend as well. But yeah, considering the positioning of this, how central the first circle is, we technically shouldn't see too much action. But we already see Lazy caught between a rock and a hard place there, and don't know if Dignitas will spare him his life. It does look like they're about to breach farm, and well, he ain't gonna have an easy one. Is that a car 98 on him as well? Wow, that's a bit of a rip.
Yeah, it was lazy. He's actually getting surrounded by 3 members of Dignitas. Don't know if they know that he's there just yet, but they're coming in from multiple angles and they see doors open, so they should suspect that there's a possibility of someone hanging out around. Lazy though, he's got to land some really good shots.
Lazy's feeling hazy.
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable though where he is because he knows that there's people coming up on him, but he doesn't know what the exact angles are and doesn't want to end up peeking out into a bullet. He wants to get the first bullet out, but the longer he waits, the closer everyone is going to be. Here comes Zyphon, the 4th member of Dignitas.
He should get the first one though. He should
It's
get
just
the
a
first one.
follow.
Should be
follow-up that's the
innocuous
problem.
to follow the round, yes. Dignitas might lose him. But no, he's definitely not going to get the first one. Suntouch spotted him. Lazy took some pot shots there. He spotted someone throwing a nade, so he's going to get the crap out of his position there. That nade almost went through the other side. Lazy's still alive, though. Breach comes in. Zyphon's going to throw that nade into a very, very bad spot for him. He's going to be taking the cubby. That allows Zyphon to move in closer. Dangerous spot for Lazy as he holds on to the side there, M4 in hand. He's going to have to put it to good use. Doesn't really have any other choice into this one here. And the boys slowly making their way inside. First one to peek. Comes in. Taking the shot. Spike takes it home. And it's going to be a closer for that one as well. Lazy out of the match. No problem whatsoever for Dignitas to hold on to their own.
Yeah, a little bit of damage. We didn't even get an initial drop, so in the end of it all, Dignitas, that was basically perfect for them. Didn't lose anything out of that, and they now have a pretty decent spot in this first circle. The Blues coming in right now. That's going to force Havu, Vitality, and all these teams to eventually make their way through. But there's a lot of land up for grabs, as we've already established. So I still don't expect to see too much action until the second or third circle.
Exactly. Just the odd one caught off guard like Lazy was just a few seconds ago. But yes, indeed, because of the position again of the centralized circle, teams should be able to move into a safe compound unless they want to challenge the same kind of centralized. But then again, they don't necessarily always challenge centralized compound on the first circle. They do that later on in the match. For the first one, usually teams are happy to stay wherever they get themselves a nice, happy place. Phase now challenged just south of school puzzle blocks. And there's a loot drop that we have in here. It's definitely not going to be in the water, is it? No, it's not going to be in the water. Inside, though, we find another M24 with level 3 vest this time around. That's some good loot, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, this is nice. I don't know about you. I actually prefer the M24 over the AWM.
Yes, same here. Same here, and just because you can find 7.62s wherever you please.
Yes, that and the
I
fact
like
that
the
you can
spam,
fire
man.
it faster.
Yeah, I just kind of like the spam, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Because I can't hit my shots when I fire one, but if I fire five, then, you know, more likely to hit something.
There you go, same here, man. and that is the story of why we're casting the game and not playing it. Anyway, Geo, I've taken some shots at their enemies there, scare them away from that compound. Still taking the shots. Not many of them will be connecting, though. They've got a bit of a divot to work with here, so Geo not going to be too enticed to leave their current compound to go for a chase. And there will be that.
Yeah, but those two from Vega are not in a very strong spot. They would be safe for now, but it's going to be difficult to try to rotate out. The question is if they want to have the other two members of Vega who are still alive come and meet up with them, or if they want to just split up 2 and 2. It's a strategy that we've seen a couple of teams utilize before. Not so much today, but Hope G able to make his way past down to 30 HP. But he's going to be safe for now.
Sent in as a scout. Couldn't find a good compound, so he's now going to get the crap out of that one there. Not too sure where the rest of his team is, but he's definitely going to tell them that that's not a good spot to be in. So in the meantime, teams have pretty much made their way. They pretty much settled themselves into happy little places, not really caring too much about what happens. There was a death happening by Gaxi, most likely. Anyway, King Gwyn taking one to their name. But yeah, there you go. Quite quiet right now. Teams are just kind of, they're in a bit of relaxation, a bit of a spa mode. Or it will happen, though. Storm will happen. But MBS, though, where is he?
Crimson looks like they're going in. Ooh, they're in the safe zone. Yeah, taking a small little building. Skyline almost missed that. Don't worry, we found it. It's just a small little building, and then eventually make it away. So they're going to where Pybus is held. They have no one on this side. It's going to be difficult. I'm assuming that they're going to have to cross eventually, which is why you don't see that many people outside of Crimson on the north side of the river, because there's a very, very low chance of the circle continuing to be on that side. And once they have to cross, they have to deal with many people holding onto those bridges. But over here is Zoking-Nam in a little bit of a long-range fight against back from Zarky. No real connections from either team just yet. They both have the hard cover of the buildings that they're currently in. Question is, do they want how much do they want to commit to this little fight, this little poke battle?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're getting poked in from two sides.
Next circle.
Next circle does reveal itself. Let's have a look at it. Or just a memento por favor. Let's see where it's going to be. Halfa Boy's already on the rotate towards that circle. Oh, there you go. So it's split by the river half and half. Still a water circle. Still teams are going to be putting perhaps safeties in the water. Putting one guy in there. Who knows? Nobody on the north side of the circle, or not a lot of teams, much rather, I would say, on the north side of the river. As you can probably tell, most of the teams trying to make their way towards Rorschach. And this might be quite a banger. Because, yeah, that's a lot of teams in Rorschach, man.
Yeah, Steven trying to take some shots, but doesn't land any of them onto FaZe, actually, but he's going to reload. Now he's taking shots. And the next team trying to come up, and that is Action is Coming, who are wrapping around the other side. Looks like they're going to try and go into the water, as you said, or maybe just across the bridge and go to the north side. But there could be Crimson there to meet them. There's a lot of teams just trying to find some piece here. The circle for what everyone wants to take is a lot smaller than what the second circle is. But look at King, where they're lighting up the scoreboard. FaZe is landing a couple two from the south. Actually, Steven looks, he was dropped from that rooftop position, but Kingwin getting a lot of kills.
Yeah, they seem to have fallen really nice into place there, the new lineup from Kingwin. They're doing pretty good tonight. I'm very well impressed with their performance here. And there you go. Spike comes in. Grubsy falls down as well from attacks. There's not a lot of people left from that squad as well. I think it's just Frost upstanding as Dignitas absolutely body them. And they have a very good position as well. School is not one where they're going to be contested soon. The fact that Dignitas went in contested School is something of a mystery to me. That's a really bold move. But it's one that nets them frags, and it nets them a very powerful space on the map. Araxi, in the meantime, trying to scope into his 2x Car 98. trying to spot someone over there. They know that there's an enemy squad. They've sure exchanged a few shots back and forth. The damaging part about where Vitality is that they could be easily caught from where Halvo is playing. That might be a bit of an issue. But then again, Halvo might be in a combat with someone closer to them. They have a squad close. St. Rove now with his team trying to move into the safety, or what they think is the safety of a compound, but it's not that safe at all, is it?
Yeah, they actually see a Vanguard here, and it looks like they don't want to go for the full commitment on the fight. They don't find it worthwhile because they still have a while before the blue crushes in onto them, so they're going to continue to swing north and trying to avoid any and all combat that they don't have to take, particularly one against a compound, because that is not going to be in their favor. Alternatively, though, here comes Kingwin up to Havu's compound. This is going to be Watertown just to the south of it, and Havu looks like they are unawares that Kingwin are here, because Bikini Bottom out in the open, he gets dropped and makes his way into the garage, and starts trying to answer back with the angle from this side of the building. Able to get a little bit of damage, it looks like, but no full drops. Because now they're down to 3. Bikini Model kill was fully committed by the Kingwin, but now they don't want to stick too heavily onto this fight. Now that they're discovered, they're going to go inside to this building inside Watertown. They're going to share it with not only Havu, but back from Zarki.
Yeah, man, so sneaky, man. The way that Kingwood just went in there, they kind of prowled on the one lost lonely sheep from Havu, took him down, and then just got the crap out of there. Just to tell their enemies that there's someone else in there as well. Beautiful effort out of Kingwood, and that will net them another frag. They've been performing out of their mind for this match here. It seems another drop incoming this time around. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be an M24 AUG, perhaps. Groza, okay, so it's a 7.62 AUG. So to call it, Vitality might be tempted here.
They might be tempted, but I wouldn't recommend either of these teams, Vitality or Vega, to go for it, because that is wide out in the open to get shots from Gamers Origin in the compound to the south of it, as well as Dignitas from School, who, by the way, Dignitas seem to have fully taken School. I thought they were competing against someone else there. Maybe that was Attacks, who only have Kai God left. But oh, here comes CSM, still in the blue.
Hey,
this is where they're the most comfortable
playing. New.
Nothing new at all.
This is where they're most comfortable playing. You just put a slew of fans on your back right now.
That's true.
Expect some Twitter rage, my friend.
That's not an insult.
And it does look like, for good reason, people fighting into Roshawk, they have fought indeed, because the circle lands on them. Halvo already on the move. Kingwin as well trying to be the first ones there. And they might just well indeed be, because they got the faster vehicles. And now their two teammates are going to be gatekeeping Halvo potentially. They want to stop for the drop. They saw the drop, but they kept on going because Alliance are peppering them. Salt and pepper with some shots there. And they're going towards the school area. Ooh, this is dangerous. Dignitas might have an angle on them here. Actually, they don't, because the way they're positioned, they're mostly positioned into the gym area, or into the pool area, rather. Here goes Larson, the first one in. Bike damage. They're not going to be getting out of there anytime soon. Larson goes in for the jump. He does make it inside. Gaxi won't, though, because he's low on HP. So he's going to have to heal first before he tries anything cheeky. But Spike, look at him, already has the angle, already going for the push, making a heck of a lot of noise. Gaxi might be able to hear him, but Spike is holding on to a good spot there. Gets the first knockout there. Gaxi's going to get a res, but he can be sure that Dignitas are going to react on this.
Yeah, he's actually pulled away, expecting where Larson was coming from, wrapping around the side. Larson trying to peek through the window, doesn't spot anything, and so he's going to back away, doesn't want to full commit to that. Alternatively, here comes AVG trying to make their way through, and Keen! Ooh, thought had some good shots. Oh, he's going to get fully taken out. Can't run away from that vehicle before he drops. And now Mumino dies as well, and I believe that is a Vanguard fully taken out. But here comes Alliance trying to make their way in, but they are down and out as well. This team in the dorms.
Yeah, Flozu
full on hold their position. Yeah.
There you go, adding some points where action is coming. A team that we haven't necessarily heard too much about tonight. They've been playing it a bit safer, but you can't really blame them. Crimson, in the meantime, rotating from all the way around on the north side of the bridge there. The only bridge that they can actually safely cross. They're going to be taking the compound first. Pybus is going to be the lead on that one. He's going to notice that nobody is actually playing there. They will be very happy with what they got, and they should call themselves lucky, because if you look at the map, pretty much an even and out spread. Not a lot of places where you can actually go at this moment in time. No, TSM still outside. they're getting there, man. They're getting there. Don't worry. They're making their way from the south side of the circle with not necessarily the best vehicle, and they're actually pulling wheelies around. That's pretty slick. Not a spectator, but
yeah, taking a little bit of damage, able to make it away just in time. That's really weird. I've never seen a buggy stay on two wheels for that consistently.
It's been happening throughout the night, bro. Hold the buggies,
no, but not that long. That was a good, like, 5-6 seconds.
Yeah. been happening before. Anyway, there is a team that's currently being gate kept. And I'm not too sure who that team is. I actually didn't get a chance to see them, but back from Zerky, keeping him out of safety. So it's Zuktanam taking shots from back from Zerky. And, well, Zuktanam are in a rough spot now because the circle's not on them. They're going to have to travel by foot, and as they do, they're out in the open. Dave the Crazy might just line up a few good shots here. See what happens. M24, though.
Exactly. See if he can't land any of their shots. It's a head available. Oh, it moves right. No, he gets it anyway. He lands out Dave the Crazy after Crazy got a kill. So that was really just a trade, and they can't afford to pick anyone up because the blue is coming in onto them. Zoktinam is going to be taking a lot of damage as it is, and they can't wait around. Hopefully, we'll see if Uncharged and Brooder get a crossfire angle onto back from Zarky. Uncharged is going to have to run directly into them, has no other choice if he wants to get into the safe zone. Hope that he runs past or at least takes anyone down. In the meantime, tosses a couple grenades out. Nothing lands just yet. Pulls out the other gun, but doesn't. Oh, he drops Zenta at first, but gets traded in the end. But here comes Brooder from the side as well as Brenash on top of the hill to deal even more damage to them.
They've got no idea where Bruder's playing it from. They're a bit confused at this moment in time, and Bruder might just do well to give up on this fight altogether because he has to make his way onto the next circle, which, by the way, is a Rosh Hawk one, still containing water. If Bruder would make his way into the water, that would actually be quite good for his own team. I don't necessarily recommend the water plays for positioning, but it's something that you kind of have to do when everyone else is out. So yeah, that could be something. Pose at this moment in time. We'll see how it pans out. In the meantime, looks as well the last one staying alive for his own team back from Zharki. As other teams are busy fighting each other off on the eastern side. The long shot with the UMP. They're not going to be connecting, but Bible still goes down at the hands of. Didn't catch him.
So actually, Luxno did drop rubber and pulled away from him from Brooder, so that's back from Zarky all the way out of it. Brooder did a good job giving his team one more position placement. That's why he wanted to stick around. They knew they did a lot of damage to that team, and he could get himself up at least a little bit more before he has to stay safe for the rest of the game. And here comes another fight, though. Break and TSM versus a Vanguard. It's only two players from a Vanguard, it looks like, though.
Not an
It's
easy
gonna be a
task
hard fight for them. Drainy's pushing up close, but watch out, though, because Aim and Vis are coming around the side to grab another angle. Drainy spots Smack, lands a couple of shots, but doesn't get the full drop, but instead it's going to be Unuctive that does it. And now Drainy's wants to push in close. TSM can't revive Smack because the blue is pushing in onto them. So that's one player down and out.
So they know, Vanguard know that TSM gave up on the fight because they haven't seen any kind of side plans coming in. They know that they're trying to outrun this blue, and they're going to be trying to do just the same. But TSM have, if you can call it, an upper hand. But as they will make their way closer to the puzzles, they're not going to be that easy. Now, Inconspicuous against Bruder, and Bruder still stays strong, but it's a fair amount of dink for both of the teams. However, Bruder does come out on top. Inconspicuous, not so much. Mayadi's still alive, though. He could pepper Bruder down. When the circle's strangling in, Bruder will have to make a move. Mayadi kind of has the upper hand, but he also has an open field to go to. He's going to be pushing in against Bruder. Bruder, not a lot of HP left on him. Mayadi has no idea if Bruder is actually side flanking or not, and he actually is. Bruder will peek in shortly. Mayadi actually kind of should hear him at this point in time. I'm pretty sure of it. Bruder now with just a sliver of life left in him, and they're avoiding each other up until the very last second when Mayadi steps in and gets him, takes him down. There you go.
Well, both taking a lot of shots from some other team as well, so that just made it more difficult. But here Shiv has the sight line onto Dorsky from Havu. There we go. Him and his teammate do get the full connection. Now they're peeking up on top of the hill to see if they can't catch anyone else from Havu out, trying to make their way through. And Silencio peeking over the curve first. Who spots the other one first? And Silencio is going to be the first one with the angle. Gets a nice drop. Monkey, but no, he's taking shots from the north.
Oh, the pan.
And blocks the final shot that would have taken to drop him, so he is going to be able to hide down safely for now. Looking back at Razak, here's Itzy with a nice angle on anyone to the south. One of the many teams in this city. And Method, they actually have a nice chunk of the pie.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at FaZe, they have an even bigger one, taking control of that entire southern section.
Yeah, but see, because they're not on Watertown, they cannot really see who comes in from the south side. They can peek Havu in, they can keep Vitality out of pace, but they don't necessarily see what's happening south of that anymore. Now, Havu and Vitality are already at it. They're going to be fighting this one through and through. They're not going to be letting go until one of these two teams is eliminated. And now in Silencio, I don't really mind, in a 2v3 duel, try to peek in, and Silencio only have HP. Shiv seems to be moving a bit forward. No, it's actually going to be Raxi. Top of the spear. He steps in into the smoke. They cannot pick Jorski up. I don't really mind. It's kind of tempted to go for that one, but he also sees the side flank coming in from Monkey, but Monkey isn't knocked out in the meantime, and Silenzo does knock out one of them, but Araxi pushes in and gets the knockout in return. It's just going to be on Silenzo in a 1v3 duel. Can he make it happen? He takes the first one down, but the second one will bring him to nothing, and that will be the end of Havu Gaming.
Very nice execution by Vitality to take that, and they're able to come out with all four alive. They are losing helmets, so they need to pick them up off of Havu before they move. They don't have too much time to do it, but here comes another fight in. Balak and Frost both try to invade it onto FaZe, and FaZe is able to get one. See if Frost is able to come out on top of this one. No, it's going to be Jempty that gets the kill onto him. And so that's going to be TBD out of it, and FaZe maintaining control of Rozak, but looking into the northeast. A lot of action happening there, and no one there from G2 or Crimson who are now fighting over a single building. Neither of them in the safe zone, so it's really a difficult position for both of those squads.
Absolutely. I don't know, man. Mixie made it look so easy. They made it look so easy. That's the pro plays, I guess. You just absolutely spray down. My friend was actually playing in a pro match, and he was saying, it feels like you're playing, I quote, against Terminators with aimbot on. Literally, that's what he said, because these guys don't miss their shots. Anyway, we'll have to see how that circle strangles. It does look to be all the way fully to the west side of the current blue. And it's one that kind of favors Vitality where they are right now, but they're in a bit of a fight with Dignitas, who want a piece of the pie themselves, and they do have it slightly. Two of them don't, two of them do. So the two that do will make a side flank. Shiv in the meantime takes Xiphon down. That's a hard knock. That is not a good one. Spike needs to make a play here if he wants his teammate to be kept alive.
Spike up close, though. I don't know if Vitality's able to spot him out yet, and he's scanning over the top of the ridge, pulling back to make it a tighter feed, and maybe could be running up the hill, meet up with Suntouch, take a better angle, but Suntouch in return is spotted out. They don't want to commit too heavily into this fight, though. That's just a lot of resources wasted. Now onto TSM, Break and Vis able to make their way into the safe zone, just barely. And Break doesn't want to fire anything because they can't stop because the blue is right at their back, but Break is spotted in return. Vis is hiding behind a fence. Vis is healing up. Maybe wants to commit on the revive, but Miraku could spot him out. No, he's going to go away. Break is down and out because he hears Gosu come up close. Gosu is just holding the angle, knows that the blue push is going to be pushing Vis out, but now the shot's coming in, pushing away. This gives Vis an opening, but he's going to take a long way around, taking damage from the blue, but maybe he can survive. No, it's going to be Gosu with the run out, able to get the full-on kill onto him just in the nick of time and staying just inside the blue before he takes too much damage. He gets spotted out nonetheless as he makes his way down the hill. Oh, he's two more chunks. Oh!
Holy smokes.
Not just yet. He's got to make a full-on run next to the next wall.
He's good.
Is he going to make it?
No, he's not.
Oh, last moment. Jumbawe from Crimson spots him just to the south of him.
Oh, look at that circle. Even west to the western circle that it was before. It keeps on trending to the west side. On this time around, it's not going to have a lot of compounds. So the people into Rorschach right now are going to battle it out big time. Suntouch now putting in some good shots, but taking shots in return. And plenty of them as well. He does have a lot of life left in this duel with Vegas Squadron. Gonna have to play this one safe. Tries to make a run for it, but oh, he loses his helmet in the process as Snoopy takes him out. Vitality trying to get a good piece of the pie here. They have some sort of a ridge to work with here, but they need to also kind of move closer to the center if they want to use this ridge effectively. In the meantime, Leighton gets knocked out and taken down, so that's one guy from Method that doesn't have a chance to play anymore. AT and Andy's still alive.
Vitality's position is basically king of the hill at this point. He's got to wait for everyone else to fight it out before they walk into them. They have the high ground essentially onto everyone if they use these UAZs correctly. Create some cover for them. But down here, back in the fight of Dignitas versus Vega. Last move of Dignitas does get a drop, but he takes a lot of shots to his heel as he makes his way over the hill into relative safety right now.
Into
Vitality's
arms.
Into the safe zone. Yeah, exactly. Vitality are going to be watching below them as well, and he's not going to be too long for this world. I do not think. He's positioned right now to wait for Vega to go over the hill. And 54th going up first as well as Snoopy. Should be able to find him. Doesn't get a single drop, and that's going to be Dignitas in 8th place. This game, all four members of Vega now have to make the long cross in open ground across the field into the southern edge of Razak.
MBS eating up a bit of bullets as he leads the pack for his team to come into safety as well. Close the door behind him, needs a bit of privacy. Jambave will make a move if possible. But for the moment. It looks like it's just going to be MBS up by the edge of the smoke there. Vitality still busy engaging to their south. It does seem like Vegas Squadron don't have a lot of chances left. It's actually going to be FaZe taking them down one by one. They fall, and it's just going to be 50. That stays alive for that one squad. Vitality have lost one in the process. They're going to get him rezzed. They're in a fight of their own there. It does look indeed like LFO are putting shots at them. FaZe in a dire spot to move out. Wherever they go, they're going to be open.
Yeah, they're in a good spot to get a lot of kills that they just did, but now, as you said, they're going to have to move out, and it's not looking great for them, especially because Method directly to their north is going to have some good angles onto them. Oh, it looks like maybe this corner is just barely in the safe zone?
Maybe. I want to say it is, but we'll find out in just a second. As Mixie makes his way closer, full squad from FaZe, hoping to stay alive.
City and Empty, both taking shots.
They're really hoping at a little piece of the pie here, and they might just get it indeed.
Ooh.
That's
Just enough to work with as well.
Mm-hmm.
However, once they have to leave from here, it's going to be terrible, but it's going to be terrible for everyone. I think there's just maybe a tiny little corner of where LFO are. That is in the safe zone as far as these compounds are concerned. Everything else is controlled by Vitality, and we know Vitality are some of the best shots in the game. And so it's going to be very, very difficult for any of these squads to come in through Vitality. They're not over-peaking. It's good on them because they still don't have to deal with a lot of other squads in the server. But they're in a nice position nonetheless. They have control of essentially the entire northwest half of the current safe zone.
Vitality as well, this has to be said. One of the best teams in the world, not only at shots, but also at map control. They're very, very good at denying territory. Very, very. Opie, look at him playing all alone. He spots what's up, but he can't really take any shots. He's playing by his lonesome. And he's going to have to keep it that way. He's going to have to let everybody else fight it out. AT and Andy are in a good spot to try and block off anybody coming in here. And BS, in the meantime, the only one that actually made it from Crimson. FaZe are going to have to try and make their way in, and they're going to be using smokes to do just that. That smoke is a bit deep there. It's not going to be good enough. It's not tall enough for FaZe to cross safely. FaZe goes in on the outside just a little bit there. Takes that Dacia to a plunge. Haxetic falls. FaZe makes it in. Somehow he's still alive. Whilst Andy doesn't spot him come. So he's going to be proning in. It's just going to be Jempty alive in the blue and FaZe on the outside here. Andy and AT just have their lives made much harder with FaZe still staying here.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows exactly how far FaZe is able to make his way in. He's not in the safe zone just yet. I don't think there's any part of that wall in, but nonetheless, Vitality have their eyes peaked on LFO, who have taken a couple of casualties right now. Bladecito running out, no helmet. Hopefully the Afro can block some of the bullets. He's got the rock as well, some smoke to work with. But Vitality still peppering shots through.
The nade.
Do a lot of damage? No, doesn't really do anything, or actually making sure to jump around. And now he's taking a side angle. Does he spot? He does! Takes a lot of damage. He does get a drop. He's got the prone down and heal up in the meantime. While FaZe and... Yeah, while FaZe, at least the remaining player of FaZe, Crimson, fight off against last two Method. Andy with the run up, gets the jump onto FaZe. But NBS in the blue. Gets a drop, doesn't get a full-on kill, unfortunately, but will Itzy able to revive Andy? That's the real question here. Itzy, I don't know if he has enough time. So that is, fortunately, 7 more points for Crimson before they got down and out.
They could revive him. They are technically inside of the blue there. And it could be a res happening. And it is a res happening indeed. Shiv is just Vitality, literally just Vitality versus 2 guys from Team Method. And they're already making a move into it. They heard the shots. They want to get the kills as well. And there goes Shiv with 1 knockout and the second one as well. Vitality Monkey finishes it all, and it's going to be the GG for the second match remake for Team Vitality, with Method just barely on the second side.
Yeah, and a good number of kills for them as well, 15. What an amazing ending for Vitality, already putting up such good performance across this entire series. I wouldn't be surprised if they got the most number of points of everyone in both lobbies. I don't know how Lobby Red did, but Vitality put up such a strong performance, and not just in this game, but in this series as a whole, but especially in this game. They saw where the last remaining circles were. They knew the strong position they could get to, which was on that hill just to the west of Razak, and they basically took control of the entire game from that position. Everyone having to leave those compounds, leave the city, were just like, they were basically just sitting ducks at that point. Vitality had all 4 alive in that position. So they're basically just raining hell on everyone trying to leave the city.
Yeah, there you go. And that's how the cookie crumbled for the second match remake or remix, whatever you want to call it. Just call it reason chat, please. Por favor, show me some Pepe love in there. Beautiful, beautiful series of circles, beautiful series of matches. Some pro fresh play that I've been missing out on. Cammy, woo! I've been thirsty, man. I've been thirsty for this good PUBG action. I'm so happy that auzom is starting up again. Don't forget, guys, if you want to find out more about where your favorites are going to be playing, do follow on Twitter at auzom_GG and follow us as well. If you want to hear us cast more, no problem at all. You can find us at Pappaboogie with double P's, Pappabogie. And of course, Cammy, CAMMMYD, for my co-caster Cameron. It's been an absolute pleasure, Cameron. Any closing words?
No, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you had a great time. This just marks the beginning of auzom Battlegrounds action for APL Season 2. But if you're still not sated, which is understandable, we have more games today from NA. This is Season 1. It was mixed. It was a mixed server, but this time around we are splitting it into NA and EU servers for the regular season. So this was just the very first day of EU that have been wrapped up, but later today, and I believe just over 2 hours,
Yeah,
we have the beginning of NA APL. So definitely tune back in for that. We have some amazing teams there as well. Some of your favorites from the NA side of the ocean. So definitely come back for that as well.